broke but woke.
Pose with the fans. Pose with the pose with the pose with the pose with the fans. Pose with the pose with the pose with the pose with the fans. Pose with the fans. Pose with the fans.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone, welcome back to Broke But Woke, where we're gonna explore more into how political events gonna shape the economic stabilities. With me today, Siti Sarah, we're gonna dive further into how the 2024 US election with the Trump versus Kamala Harris gonna shape our economic stabilities. So before we dive further into the topic, can you introduce more about yourself, Sarah?
Okay, sure, Azim. Thank you for the host for introducing me. My name is Ardina Maisara, but for short, you can call me Sarah. I am an accounting student. I've been learning international finance in my semester, and I can conclude that we have learned so much, including exchange rates, the parity, and also the trade exchange.
Great. Recently we've been hearing a lot about global economic challenges, right? Can you relate these into the 2024 US election?
Sure. So the 2024 political election, Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump, has brought so many political instabilities in the United States. But we have to focus more on the bigger picture, which is the international finance picture. So when we're talking about political instability due to the election, we can assure that there will be volatility in the exchange rates. And even though it is conducted in the United States solely, the election will also impact other countries that are using the currency of United States dollars.
Okay, we're talking about volatility, right? Do you think this could impact the developing economies?
Sure. It can impact the developing economies, such as we take an example on those countries that uses United States dollars for their currency. We take Guam and Timor-Leste. They are using the dollar currency. So whenever there is political instability, for example, in the United States due to the election, investors will pull out from the economy of the United States. So due to that, the exchange rates of the United States will weaken. So this will affect the other countries using US currency such as Timor-Leste and Guam. And it is a big impact because they are not as big. Their economy is not as big as United States. So Guam and Timor-Leste will have a higher chance of being more impacted than United States due to the election.
Okay, because of this uncertainty in our economies, right? Do you think the central banks play a role in stabilizing our economy?
Sure, I believe that central banks play a big role. For example, if we take the European Central Bank as an example, European Central Bank tend to use interest rates. They change the interest rates. For example, if they want to reduce the inflation of the European countries, they would decrease the interest rates so that the borrowing and investing will increase in European countries. So we take this example into United States example. So the central banks can also sell their Federal Reserves in the United States currency so that the exports of United States will increase because we are selling that in the market, so the demand will be increasing. And at the same time, we also learned about hedging payables and also hedging receivables.
Okay, so from your perspective, from student perspective, right, how do we make ourselves equipped with the knowledge? How do we stay informed and make better financial decisions during these global events?
I believe that as a student, even though we are not practical in international finance because all we are learning is just the theories, I believe that we can become better students by learning more, by reading more of international finance so that we can equip ourselves for the future, for our own future. For example, when we learn about the exchange rate derivatives, we know about the volatility of the market. When we enter the foreign exchange market, we know how to hedge. We know how to not only hedging just for the payables, but also our receivables as a student.
So to our viewers at home, make sure to always apply your knowledge because we might be broke, but we have to stay woke. Okay, thank you so much, Sister Sarah, for accepting my invitation to the studio. We're going to take 5 first before we move further into our next special guest.
Thank you, Azim.
Thank you. I hope our viewers at home have a good rest. Before we move to our second session, can our special next guest introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Adrina and I'm also studying international finance and I'm interested in how the global political intersects with the economic policies.
Okay, so Sister Adrina, have you heard about the 2024 US election?
Yeah, it's been a major topic in the news right now and the election is seen as a pivotal moment for the US, especially considering the different policies between the candidates.
Okay, like before you say that you study international finance, so in your opinion, how could this US election could affect international market, especially international finance?
Well, elections like this often create uncertainty in the financial markets. Like for example, if Trump wins, his focus might be on the protectionist policies, which could impose tariff and which could also disrupt the global trade. While Harris might prioritize multilateral agreements, which could stabilize the trade relations. And either way, market will react strongly, and this could impact the exchange rates and investor confidence globally.
I see. So it is common for every country to want the economic stability, right? So how do you think this issue could affect the global economy?
Definitely, the US is a major player in global economy, and policies that disrupt the trade and increase the geopolitical tension could slow down the global growth. For example, if tariffs are introduced, it might lead to trade wars, hurting both developed and developing economies. And stability also depends on clear and predictable policies, and right now the uncertainty is the main concern.
I see.
And as you can see now, expert predicts that the Trump will threaten to impose tariff to the China as like what he get from his first presidency. Yeah, because we know that China and US is not in a good relationships, and the trade war might flare up again, and that could also hit Malaysian pretty hard. Because many Malaysian company depends too many product from the China. So when the US impose tariff to the China, of course the product from China will increase, right? So it will hurt many company and will slow down our economy.
Exactly, and it's not just import from China. We also export to China a lot, right?
Yeah.
And I think if their economy slow down, I am sure that our economy also will slow down. Malaysia really caught in the middle of all of this, right?
Yeah, it's a tricky situation actually, and tariffs could mess up not just prices, but actually our whole manufacturing sectors.
Good points. Now, let me ask you another question. How multinational corporation? Because I think multinational corporation could be the ones that are badly impacted from all of this. So how do they prepare on such uncertainty?
Okay, in my opinion, business should diversify their markets to not only rely to only one country because it's too risky, and to hedge against the currency risk, they need to do a proper balance and check and keep an eye on the global economic trends to make the right decision. And to hedge the currency risk, what company can do, either position whether it's receivable or payable, what they can do to hedge the currency risk is by doing the forward contract hedge and also the money market hedging.
I see, okay. I think that marks the end of our session. Thank you again, Sister Adrina, for such fresh perspective. It's clear now that international finance is not just a number, right? It's also about how we perceive, how we see the global events to shape our economic future. So, listening at home, don't forget to stay informed because knowledge is power, especially in the time of uncertainty. This is Broke But Woke. Stay connected, stay informed, and stay
Broke.
woke.